remember that crazy game that David Navarro played. He was down. He lost his first 2 games, and then he played this incredible Caro-Kann. Advanced Caro-Kann, not the short variation with knight f3, but the old knight c3 and g4. And this is really, really, really double-edged. I actually am a big champion of Black's cause, if you will, but I know a single misstep, as both players are playing some of the sharpest line in the Caro-Kann.
Why do you like this game so much for Black? I mean, why
E7 is not nearly the common move in this position. The most popular move by far as you move in this position. And what was his response? To be hyper-aggressive, which he promised to do. And I think he's thinking, this guy's in the basement. I gotta hit him. I just gotta come at him. All guns blazing as you see H5 is on the board right now as Gary is taking it to him. And F5, as you mentioned, he has on the board. This is vintage Gary Kasparov. Let's see if he can take it all the way home as he is just playing wild chess. Look at those pawns storming down the board.
And the best thing about this position is that Gary seems to have come into day 3 determined to play faster. I think this is one of the first games where we see Gary with a...
That would be brutal.
So, I mean, it's tough because it's one of those positions where it's not 100
Pixels out of the game. It's on a light square. All of White's pieces are on dark squares. This is just model positional game, complete domination by Kasparov.
And are we sure that this is Gary Kasparov at the board, not Anatoly Karpov? Because I am seeing so many echoes of Anatoly Karpov in Gary's play. I, quite frankly, astounded. I mean, it's very, very impressive. Don't get me wrong, but this is Gary 3.0.
Yes, he's playing great chess, but this was not his normal style.
Exactly.
He's playing it, not just, you're seeing it in game after game, and people do evolve in their styles. Usually, the wild tacticians of the youth change up and start to play more positional chess as they get older, as those crazy lines are too much to work on. And we're seeing some of that from Gary right now. He's just kind of saying, I know positional chess, I can play automatically. Of course I understand it all. And we know he does. And we're impressed. We're not looking at this and saying this was bad, as we see him shaking his head there for a moment. We're not sure what that was. But to see him play like this is really remarkable.
We all started out as King Gambit players, and we end up as ready.
But
after the Booksy, I would expect Kingsley to.
Yeah.
Over to you, Maurice.
we're going to improve. Like, just bringing the king into the position,
Right.
it just seems like it's going to be very difficult because now you're going to be playing less a minor piece and less a king.
Exactly.
So it's basically going to be 4 pieces against 2.
Yes.
Yes, it does look like that you've gone in for that variation.
And just went King C3 as well.
Yeah, that's too dominant. Gary's not messing this up.
I can't even see any kind of active plan in here, Yasser. I guess he's going to start by playing King E7, but I mean, we can't even play
19-5 check. I can always drive it back. But by the way, there's an A6 pawn also on tap. What's better than being 1 pawn up?
3 pawns, 2 pawns.
Yes, grab those pawns. Hide your pawns, because you will take them for sure. Yeah, this is over.
I mean, is this close? Is this a position where Navarra, after he sees the A pawn fall, might even consider a resignation?
Yes. It's really that bad.
By the way, we're not even pointing out because the vision is so bad. That knight g6, f6, rook g6 with another pawn.
No, that's a pawn Yasser doesn't want to take.
I mean, when you're ready.
I consider that bishop's,
so bad you don't want to take it. But the fact is, when if you take the a6 pawn, then you take another pawn, obviously you don't need it.
Right. Yeah, no, that's just
this is just embarrassment.
Money in the bank.
There's so much in the game.
Right.
But this one looks over. We should look.
Put your hand out. Right?
Exactly.
He's trying to just tickle the H pawn. If we play rook h1, we could just play h3, depending, but then you could play rook f1 and you'd be coming in the other way with f4 h1.
Yeah, well, in fact, it's white to move here, and I'm thinking that as nice as the rook is on a5, you might just want to consider some lines like check, if the king goes back. Start thinking about moves like e6. Maurice was mentioning that if you could put the pawn on e6, c7 the knight on d5. Well, that's all she wrote. And the series of checks should be enough. By the way, the times, if I'm looking at them and if they're accurate, 2.5 is 3. Knight d3 was wrong mistime. It was just mistime.
He didn't want to. E6 seemed so natural, but he didn't want to calculate those variations, and instead we see rook h3 after king d2.
Exactly.
F4 was possible, but now Gary is back in business with c6. But can he manage to finish winning this game off?
With just a minute 45 on the clock, king e3.
Why was king e3?
Why not king c3?
Exactly.
Rook c2.
Now the rook can get behind the pawn on c2.
What is Gary doing? Gary is spoiling his position once more.
King c3, why didn't he play that?
No idea. King c3 looked like it was just winning because of the threat of rook check followed by c7. That was simple as.
And why is Navarro not playing rook c2 here?
That is also, well, rook c2. David's right back in the game because he does have counterplay at last.
Past h
and there it is. Rook c2
Rook
has been
and
played.
This game has completely transformed itself. Gary's still apparently doing well
Knight
here
e4?
because he's going to be able to. Look at the
e4?
mess that this position turned into.
Instead he's played e6, so playing e6
What?
at a time
Are
where...
you sure he played e6?
Yes, I see it on the camera, yeah. So e6...
Well, what's rook takes e6? Oh, you can take on f7.
And 95 check,
Ron won his game, but this is just...
Take on f7 and rook takes... No, 95 first, right?
By the way,
you're saying after... Let's
even
take a look.
h3.
Rook c6.
Even h3. I mean, what's up with that h pawn?
Well, that is what Navarro did.
I mean, that's what's up with the h pawn?
Gary's shaking his head as he's realized Gary is really
Unreal.
At wit's end with himself because he's just totally messed things
So after
up.
c7, what happens?
c7. He's played knight b4. c7 h2. c7
That's the
h2.
problem.
But even this is it. Isn't this?
I've got rook check and rook h8 to try to deal with the h pawn, but this whole combination, the knight on f4 was like,
oh my goodness.
was like,
This is just
the
the horror of
seal.
it all. Watching him throw away his position, and now f4,
with a check, and the bishop has come back to life.
and it's two pass pawns now for black.
Well, you're running some... You can't play... If you play h2, you have...
I have rook check and rook
Have to play
h8.
rook check.
By the way, knight b4 has knight takes c2. The black's rook is under attack. But Gary must have thought that he was weaving and mating that somehow by getting to play e7 and knight d5 so that he goes rook check on a8. And
But h2 has been played. 30 seconds for Navarra.
h2, rook check, king e7.
Rook
The
h8.
rook comes behind. So Gary at least has dealt with one criminal.
Yes.
Oh, but
Can you believe this
No.
position?
no, this is not Karpovian. But, you know, the weird thing is, guys, he may still be winning.
Rook e2 check played by Navarra.
He may still be winning after king c3.
c5. Yeah, I mean...
King c3.
King c3.
I like king c3, just asking the rook. Because, by the way, both sides got have been passed on, right? I guess it's turned helter skelter, but king c3. What is the time here?
1 minute for Gary is 16 seconds for Navarra. So Navarra under huge pressure here. But yeah, after king c3, after king c3, what do we do? C7 is a big threat.
You can play rook d8 to challenge your rook so that the rook is back there helping.
Rook
And allow you to
h2,
take on h2
yeah.
and defend e6, and you go from there.
But
But that's not what we want. How
You put the king on
how
c5
about
though.
king c5 has been played. Bishop e4,
Whoa,
bishop
look
e7.
at blitz
And
out
they
those
are
moves.
Okay.
And now,
blitzing, baby.
is
Wow.
he back? Is he back? Bishop to c8, tricky business if you take on c8. The queen appears, but then rook to e8, checking c8, queens? What's that about? Rook takes, maybe rook e6 check first? This is crazy line.
How about knight c6 check also, Maurice? There's knight c6 check.
And he played rook takes bishop.
He's taking
Rook
out.
takes-
Allowing
Rook appear-
queen.
Allowing, is it mate? his
queen,
things
rook
actually.
e8.
Rook e8, queen, and then queens, and then knight 6 and knight 6 is 5.
But he's not even made a
Where's the
queen
king
and
gonna
rook
go?
e8.
He has to go to d6.
Oh my
D6.
goodness.
Yeah, he can go to d6. He has to go to d6. If he takes this, wait,
But he's
that's
taking
right.
it.
Oh no, it's not because he can go to d6 anyway. Knight c6 is king d6.
Oh, and Gary is playing
Oh.
knight c6, queen takes c6.
It was made because of queen d7, but now he's winning the queen back.
Yes, he's playing rook d6
He's winning
here.
the queen back.
Rook d6, and what's that pawn endgame?
And the pawn on f4.
What's the pawn endgame? Look at Gary, he's devastated.
The pawn on f4 is winning.
What?
My goodness.
After queen takes c6, king d6, takes an f7, the king is
It
coming
goes
back to
to
e7.
that's the pawn.
Oh, no.
Unbelievable game.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Wow, that was very exciting, but not exciting in the way that Gary Kasparov